Calder, than on any other circuit. And
not wrong.
For anybody that is not drawn right on the front row, you're in trouble. I mean, the car that's drawn in position 3 is locked out. Dick Johnson in this case.
Have a look for the start. Viewers at home, watch Francevic get off the line in 21. He'll split if he gets away quickly. Richards and Peter Brock, and look for Alan Jones.
What that does, in fact, is to plant Johnson 3 wide.
Exactly. Stand by. Round 6 of the Eurovox Australian Touring Car Championship from Keilor. Racing, Brocky, a beautiful start. Johnson grabs a gear. Francevic crowds Masterton on the inside, but can't get through. He's caught down there and keeping Masterton on the grass as they range up. Johnson will drop into second. Masterton's caught a little sideways. Francevic is up to fourth place, and Masterton will now come out running in third as they come down the back straight away. Jim Richards has the job ahead of him. Robbie Francevic tearing down on the inside of Masterton. Masterton's on the tail of Johnson, and Peter Perfect in the number 7 will lead into Castrol S's for the first time. Just look at the traffic congestion.
Jim Richards got shuffled back into 5th spot going into the first corner. He still occupies that position just ahead of Alan Jones in the first of the Alphas, and then Richards' teammate Neville Crichton in the second BMW.
Coming up for one lap completed, 59 thrill pack laps to come, and the race leader is Peter Brock. Dick Johnson, wow, the job, up for second, and Robbie Francevic has got the turbo wound up, and here he comes, up on the outside. Peter Brock has lost an engine. No, it was a brake lock. Peter Brock goes into the corner high through his line out, but you'll find that Dick Johnson still holds second. Robbie Francevic is third, has taken Masterton.
Masterton under pressure too from Jim Richards, desperate to go quicker.
Richards draws up on the inside of Masterton, coming down to the Castrol S's, but Francevic's still sitting in there behind Dick Johnson. Boy, what a race we've got going, and going around the outside, as you'll notice, coming down to globally, there's Alan Jones, who is absolutely all over Jim Richards. Out of the corner. There they are, line astern. Jones tucked in for the draft up the front straight. The 2 laps completed in 58. And Melbourne's Peter Brock and the mobile number 7 Commodore leads Robbie Francevic around the outside of Johnson. Johnson goes back into third. And the great scrap continues with Jimmy Richards and Steve Masterton. Well, Francevic signalling. He has got the turbo boost about right here for the straights at Calder. A very, very compact field. Just look at the traffic congestion, and we're still 3 laps into the race.
Richards has got by Masterton coming down to the Castrol S's and moves up into 4th place, so it's Brock leading. Francevic second, Johnson third, then Richards, then Masterton, Jones, Crichton, and 0-5 with John Harvey at the wheel has come up from 11th position on the grid to 7th.
Great driving from Johnny Harvey. Here they come through glow with Crichton as there. Harvey is the next one back behind him, and Kevin Bartlett the next one in the Starion. Pagin back just a little as they go across the start-finishing line. Brock the leader.
Oh, it's been a frantic 3 laps. Francevic in 2nd spot. Dick Johnson third. Dick, after what we were saying about the starting grid, actually made the best possible start that he could from where he was.
To think that you've got to spend that much money to buy all those gumball tyres to get pole position, they get shuffled out and run to the first corner. Dick Johnson carrying race cam. No way in the world we're going to disturb Dick Johnson at the moment. He's trying to get back past the turbo Volvo, and boy, has he got a guy riding on the back of his bumper in Jim Richards 62, and Richards doesn't want to give Brock that much of a start. Well, he hasn't got much of a start, Brock. He's got probably 3 car lengths over Robbie Francevic.
Here comes Richards.
Richards now makes his move. He'll pass Johnson. A little more torque down the straights. Here they come into the corner. We'll wait for the clash here as Richards takes Dick Johnson. That moves him up to 3rd. Johnson goes back to 4th, and Steve Masterton is 5th as they come down AGC straight.
Well, Masterton started like a bullet, but they've been able to reel him in. Dropping back into 4th place. This is the battle now as Richards claws his way back through the field in pursuit of Peter Brock. Francevic is the man that Richards has to reel in next. This should provide quite a battle. Brock has a little safety margin up his sleeve at the moment as they cross the start-finish line again. Francevic, Kiwi who came here at the start of the season determined to make a big impact on touring car racing in Australia, and boy, is he living up to the promise.
You're not wrong there, Gary. doing a great job. Robbie Francevic and the Turbo Volvo, a circuit that he didn't really believe that would suit the Volvo. They had some problems rebuilding, a head gasket problem on Friday. Crew have been working 24 hours straight, and at the moment Brock is just edging away slightly from Robbie Francevic. But right behind Robbie Francevic is, of course, Jim Richards in the 62 JPS BMW. Getting off the course just a little, coming off the turn at Glowweave.
6 laps completed. Brock leads. Francevic second. Then Richards, Johnson, Masterton, Alan Jones. Masterton's pulling off.
The car's slowing.
Down the main straight, the car's slowing badly. So that's the end of Steve's chances for the day. Maybe he did a little more damage than he thought in that crunch into the wall yesterday.
The AGC back straight shows the Mobile dealer team car number 7 leading the race. Right behind him is Robbie Francevic in 21, just picked him up from nowhere. Now, whether or not Francevic has turned up the wick, but he's got right on the tail now of Peter Brock. Doesn't believe the car is the best handling one for this course, but on a straight line run to the turns, Francevic's Volvo has to be seen to be believed, and he is sizing him up now. There's Masterton pulling off, and Francevic on the outside of Peter Brock races him for the lead in round 6 of the Touring Car Championship from Keilor. He couldn't pull it as they went to Valvoline.
Bravery under brakes saves it for Peter Brock.
They move on to the AGC back straight. Brock knows he's got a challenger and a hot one here with Francevic in car number 21. Richard sitting up there waiting to see how all the games are going to pan out here. They are very, very close. Brock leads them down towards Glowweave. Into the right-hander now. Skips away a little bit here under brakes, but Francevic should be able to pull him back on this long straight at Calder. Dick Johnson has moved up onto the draft as well. So Peter Brock has a very business-like Robbie Francevic trying to size him up. Breaking the draft, Francevic once again pulls this move on the outside. Trying to get himself set for a run back under Brock as they come off this corner.
I don't think he's got the handling to get under Brock out of this corner. That's the problem.
He's closer now, though, as they come, and Johnson moves up behind them. How much closer is Johnson that time? Brock using all of the racetrack here, going to show Rob a little new line or two. Oh, yes, around Keilor International Raceway. Jimmy Richards must realise now that Brock is holding up the show just a little because they've all managed to close up behind Brock.
Nose to tail, the top 4. Brock, Francevic, Richards and Johnson. Then a slight gap to the next pair, Alan Jones and Neville Crichton.
They'll be coming up on the slower cars. They could hold the key to who takes the lead. Francevic this time. Zappo down the outside. Brock says no, no, no. Gets back onto the binders and races him in. Under brakes, locks up the brake doing it. Oh,
he spun it.
And almost takes out. No, he comes back across the track, and they all manage to miss him. And how often do you see Peter Brock have a lose? Not that often at all. Now, one pretty satisfied Kiwi has found himself up in front and leading the Australian Touring Car Championship round 6. Robbie Francevic, he'd be feeling super.
He applied immense pressure there on Brock for lap after lap. About 4 times he had to go at him at the bottom of the main straight. Got the nose in front. Brock really had to do it brave under brakes, and he just did it a little too hard. Let's take a look at it from race cam with Dick Johnson.
Okay, Brock coming into the turn. He's got it around a little slower, is losing it completely there. Dick at this stage thinking, I'll follow Jim. He goes through, and that was it. Exit Peter Brock, and the race continues with Robbie Frank.